Hey guys, Deplorable Deb here. So I thought I'd come on for a few minutes since I'm just doing recording, and Missy's telling me that getting a lot of messages of people concerned about me. I just want to clear something up. When I get upset, I'm not crying or upset that Trump is losing. Okay, my thing was, you know, I'm a very passionate person. Sometimes when I hear things, no matter how positive you could be and how a go-getter that I am, but there's going to be times that a lot of the stuff that we're seeing is like a shocker, okay? Because, it kind of hurts when we're actually witnessing for the past 4 years everything that has been thrown at President Trump has been thrown at us. That now we're like in a culture that wants to shut us up. We can't say what we want. We're being shut up. We're seeing this happening to the president, to his team. And, this is supposed to be, and then I'm seeing all of this coming from a party that says they believe in equality. Well, how could this be equality? I'm not getting it. And then we're actually hearing, okay? We're actually hearing it from the lawyers of evidence of what they found and what has been done. And it is sad. It's very sad because sometimes we just read about these things that are happening in other countries. We never want to believe that this can happen here. And worse, to know that it's not happening because it's actually foreign people here. It's happening because these are politicians. These are, people that are, getting other people. They're lying. The biggest thing that I have a hard time with is how they use a whole race of people. Like yesterday when the guy came out and he was yelling at one of the Republicans because she didn't want to certify the Michigan vote. All he kept yelling at her that she's a, that she's a racist. She's disenfranchising many people. Excuse me? You want to say? So she should be called out? She should be called a racist? Let me tell you something. I'm an American, and I'm upset of what I'm hearing. You want to talk about disenfranchising people with the results that they're going to come out and they're even telling us? How many people in this election has been disenfranchised, and you want to know? Actually wiped out. Wiped out. This is what gets me. When these left come out and you want to dox and you want to, call this person out because she's doing what she's supposed to do? How in the world is she supposed to certify votes when it don't match? Numbers have to match. And this is what we see all the time. We see these people going after people. And that's supposed to be equality. And then you want to turn around and bring up a whole black race. Maybe a lot of these black people might have voted for Trump, but are afraid to say anything. This is what gets me. They want to make it that President Trump, bad orange man. And I'll tell you what, every single one should go and look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers of how many votes President Trump got and how many votes he won by, because he won. I'm telling you now. The numbers don't add up. It doesn't add up of Joe Biden winning this, because I'm sorry. He can't win president and then the rest of his party goes down the tubes. And that's how you got to see it. You look at the Republican side. Look how much they won. And then the presidency? No, it's right there. Because many people voted the down ballot. And many people are coming out now. They're coming out to talk about this. That it's not mathematically right. It's not. And that's why many of us are frustrated. We're angry because it's okay that these left come out and they want to call her out and they want to call out the other Republican. And then the no respect level of our president is a disgrace. So don't even go there, whatever your name was, of saying how many black people are going to be disenfranchised. Give me a break. Look at the numbers that are coming out all over of people that have been wiped out. And like now, it doesn't matter that Florida, we won. There's still about 20,000, I heard, of people that were wiped out. It was lost by that Dominion machine. That's the scary part. It's not even the 680,000 or 700,000 that supposedly they claim came in time. Sorry, that was all simultaneously. Okay, all these battleground states all stopped counting at the same time. Then all of a sudden, Republicans are told to go home, right? And then they all stay, and all of a sudden, here comes all these ballots with only Joe Biden's name on it and nobody else. All with the same exact dot. Same exact dot. You know, there's a saying that no matter how many times you take a stamp, okay, and you hit it, you're never going to get the same. It's never going to be the same. And no matter how many times you color in a little hole on a test, it's never going to be identical. But the little circle is so identical. It's amazing. It's amazing. And you know what? When the president kept saying, you know what? The ballots are going to be a problem. He was right. Absolutely right. But something else. How many times during our prayer did I always read the St. Michael? Did I always read about the evil stuff? Well, you know what? That is why all of this is coming out. It was exposed. Very exposed. And I say that all the time. They can't get away with this. You know why I get angry? I'll tell you this. 20-something years ago when I had my accidents back to back, and my doctor is here in Pond Harbor, my orthopedic that did the surgeries on my knees. And I had a case, and thank God, because of my background, my lawyer said that, Debbie, if it wasn't for you to keep the two cases, and part of that was that every time they needed something from the doctor, I called up. And this one time, I'll never forget it. I call up and I tell the girl, hi, I need to get a copy. She goes to me, oh, Deb, we don't have them here anymore. So I said, okay, where are they? I'll go there or I'll write them. She says they're in India. So at first, I thought she meant Indiana, the state. So she goes, no, India. And I'm like, India? And this is in 1998, okay? So that was the first thing that pissed me off. That now all my medical records with my Social Security number on it, everything about me, my medical history, my Social Security, everything was there. And I wasn't happy. Matter of fact, at that point, because, you know, many of us we were paying on our either Equifax or TransUnion or the other one, Equinox or something like that, Equillion, whatever it is. We would pay that $9 to have that, that security, that nobody. Well, they were the first ones that I called. And I said, look, you know what? I want that $9 stopped. And they tried talking me out, and I gave them the reason. I says, I'm not going to pay for that when now all of my information was in India. And for years, that really, really annoyed me. But you see, look what happened. So now we got all our information. Now we got the phone companies. We got all these companies. Instead of having an office, a medical room, medical records, remember that? Oh, no. It's easier to put the American people out of work, okay, and ship your stuff over, right? Then as the years are going on, I would have to call for certain things. Then this whole cell phone hit, where it was getting more popular. And I find out, because now I'm hearing more people with accents. Not that it would be a problem, okay? Because I still thought we're in the USA. And then one time, I had an issue with my computer. It was when I had, what's that company? Not Apple. Missy, what's the other company that I had that problem with? Oh, how come I'm not thinking right now? Oh, not Hewlett Packard. Oh, you know what it is.
I can't think.
Oh, the other company, big company, that you can get computers.
IBM?
No, not IBM. Nope. It wasn't Apple. Can't think now. But I don't use them anymore. Because I had Toshiba. This is going to annoy me now because I can't think of who it was. You know who it was because I told you I was on the phone with them. And then the guy was being nice, so I'll tell you. So, I had an issue, and it was late at night, and Missy was sleeping, and I called technical support, and the guy was really, really nice. I heard he had an accent too, and in between of giving him the permission, because sometimes they got to take over our computers, that's how they fix it. I go to him, I said, he goes to me, oh, is it cold where you're at? And I said, no, I'm in Florida. And he said something to the effect that he was in India. And I'm like, India again, the state? He goes, no, India. So then that was when I was really like, you know what? I'm not liking this anymore. And he made me very nervous because when you're on with them, they tell you that they'll fix it, but they're asking you, do you have the permission and all of that? And that's when I saw, why can't I think, oh, not... No, that's going to annoy me. Yeah. Babe, you don't remember?
No.
Who is it?
So Google big,
Yeah, it's right on the tip of my tongue and I can't think.
okay, so I should Google.
Remember it was one computer that we got? And I said I'm never going with them again.
I'm going to Google list of computer companies.
Yeah, it's not Delta, it's not Hewlett Packard, it's not Apple. Oh, I can't think. And I'm not on live for people to
to say.
say. Let me see.
I'm looking for you.
When we were in the condo, they were like one of the first. Oh boy.
Um, hey, want to use my iPad for a minute? Look it up.
No, I'm going here. Computer brands.
Levano, HP, Dell, Apple, Acer.
Oh, Dell. That's it. It's Dell. Yep, it was a Dell computer. Yep, it was Dell. And they were known for that. And I said never again. So the point I'm trying to get at is for all these years, and then we went through the Obama administration as we were building this house, and then we had the issue with the condo and the housing market. And then I saw that when I would call up, it was more and more of dealing with people outside the country. Right down to, even here up in Hernando, when I had to call the first time, we used to have Bright House, right? Then Bright House got sold to, first it was Warner, then it went to Bright House, I remember that. Then it went to Spectrum. So one time I called Spectrum, and I was actually talking almost in another state, okay? And one other time with AT&T, when I went over to their internet, that was out of the country. And Missy, you remember the day I had a fit? I said to them, why the hell am I calling you and then you want to know where everything's located, why am I not speaking to a person in Florida that knows this area?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I was livid. I was like, how could this be? How could we, like, I never thought that this can happen. I never thought. So today, as much as I read a lot of this stuff, and you got to worry, are things that we're hearing on the internet, is it true? It's a little bit different when we're actually hearing it coming out of Rudy Giuliani's mouth, Jenna, the lawyer, and Sidney Powell, right? So when I heard him say where our votes are going, that was it for me. I just started crying because I said, how could this be? How? Our forefathers, I'll tell you, everything that they've done and everything, and all the men that have died in wars for us, and the women, and just, it's sad. It really is. I mean, between the wars and before women were able to go in, right? It's sad. It really is. And, how could this happen? And then it gets me annoyed because we have people that want to come to this country because of the better life. But meanwhile, they want to make us see this is the part of this new world order. And it's very scary to see what they did. What they did is the fact that they want to get, and I'm looking at this way now, because of what I saw that guy. When I saw the white guy yesterday yelling at that Republican for not certifying and going back, and then they threatened her, that even the president called her. The president called her to make sure she was safe. Also, the fact that he's putting it on her again about the black people. When meanwhile, we have President Trump that his ratings of support for black, Hispanic, for everything is out there. So look what they wanted to do. They knew that if they knew the numbers were there. They saw President Trump winning this in a landslide, and they couldn't have it because they knew that the Democratic Party would be done. That's it in a nutshell. Because the president technically is like a whole new party. He really fundamentally changed the Republican Party. He made it the party for all people. That's how I'm seeing it. So they couldn't have that. They wanted to make Joe Biden like he's so popular that they went so far to keep having black people with this notion that we got to go in there. We have to go in there, and I don't care what we're going to do. We're going to change these votes. That's sad. Look at what we're hearing from people with affidavits. I mean, look at the woman that worked 30 years and is a Democrat as a poll watcher when she went and the training was about with Trump. How could this be? And we're going to just sit around. We're going to watch them destroy our country like that, because guess what? If this doesn't get rectified, which it will, we would be in more trouble down the road. There will never be another president like President Trump. That's for the people. And that's what would be scary. They wanted to make, they couldn't handle it for 3.5 years. The economy, everything. This is really, really sick, guys. And if they get away with this, and if the American people and many Democrats out there that you were brainwashed, it's not too late. It's not too late to come out and be against this. Because you know what? You're not the majority. You are in the, not the majority.
Minority.
You're not the majority. And they're going to keep you there as the minority. They're going to keep you there because that's what they want. And meanwhile, you're doing their dirty work. And that's why, see, there's a God that is getting rid of all this evil. Because I'll tell you what, look at all the people that are coming out, all these affidavits. And I believe that more people are going to come out because they know it has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Donald Trump was used. He was used by the mainstream media to go after him, to bring him down. We can't have a country like this that the mainstream media is going to dictate to us who we're going to vote for, what they're going to tell us we have to believe, right down to flipping. Look at what Fox did to our president. That shouldn't be like that. We witnessed this, guys. We're witnessing this. We're witnessing the mainstream media. Technically, they need to be shut down. Because if they're not, we can't move on. Especially what they caused. The proper way for this country was that when President Trump won, they should have let him be able to run in peace. They started this, and now they want to come, and Joe Biden wants to say, after we're called all these names, and now look what they did over the weekend, hitting and beating up Trump supporters, and then wanting to turn the table. Everything right now is against them. Because they're showing the truth. If none of them has anything to hide, they would allow this openness. But they made sure, and they think they're going to get away with it. As if it doesn't matter. This is not equality. When you take poll watchers and you're going to wrangle them up in a corner and not let them see, that's, again, all of this is going against our Constitution, plus their state laws. The people, guys, you have to rise up, I'm telling you. You got to keep behind this. You got to be out there. You got to go to your states. I really hope that the Republicans in these states, and also Democrats that are seeing this, because remember, this, what we're seeing is just in what, 5 or 6 states? How many woke up? How many Democrats woke up because they saw the truth? You want me to believe that you're seeing the evidence, you're hearing it, you're hearing that all of a sudden the election just stopped, and then all of a sudden all these votes, come on, because you know what? If you allow that to let go, it could be turned one day on you, and you're not gonna like it. We can't live in a country where we're seeing, we help other countries from things like this happening. We give money. See, this is another thing. We give money to other countries because of things that happen like this. We're hearing today. I couldn't believe when I heard about Maduro and how all of this was to keep him in. How do we know? We all raised the question, gee, how does Nancy Pelosi get in all the time? How is it all these people that their areas look like crap? It's making sense now, guys? Isn't it making sense? Is this what we're going to finally find out in the end? That the reason we have these cities going to pot is because of the corrupt elections? Because it doesn't make sense. We're a country that we're the people. We elect people. We elect people, especially when we don't see things going right. But you see, how is that going to prevail? How is that equality? Tell me that. How is it that people are brainwashed to think, they're lied to, that our voice matters, our vote matters, and then more we're seeing people staying in Congress for all these years? Makes a lot of sense now, right? When they master the way to keep them in office. Does anybody ever see? It's like now, I bet you we don't even have to have a runoff in Georgia. I really do. This recount is going to be a fraud because all their recounting is the same shit they had the first time. But I guarantee you, if they do the proper recount with the signatures, okay, and check it, the numbers are going to be different. That's why every Republican that supposedly is being told, like John James and Sally, what's her name, don't concede. Because that's another thing. It's not just what they did to the president. A lot of other things can change things around. Every time we're seeing another seat coming. So again, when you see me, and I think there's many people out there, and maybe that's what I was feeling. I was picking up the feeling of so many people, because you know how many people were watching this? At that time, it went on for an hour and 45 minutes. And to me, today was the day that Sidney Powell released the Kraken. Yep. And we're going to get through this, guys, so I don't want people that even wrote to me that, Deb, I feel bad that you were upset in that. Does that mean that this was a loss? No. You take your time. You want something that's going to make you feel good? Sit through that presser. Listen to the facts. But it's shocking because we don't expect that to happen here. And it's been happening. Really has. It's been happening. This is how they get rich. For me, I said it again. It's almost like we're being sold. Look at when our jobs go out. That's why when that happened, and I thought of people that lost their homes and how many people committed suicide. Just like now, they want to keep this COVID farce going. You know how many people, especially during Christmas time, see what they're doing? They're trying to wear the people down. And it has to stop. It really has to. It's sad what they're going to do to people. And I think people need to push back. I just don't know why, you know, when you're seeing this governor, Wickham, whatever, doing, how come people don't get together and, you know, the same way you elected her, you should be able to remove her from office. That's it. Go and lock her office, a bunch of people, and don't let her in. and stay there until she, has to leave. Force the resignation. It just seems like, there's people that they get away with it. They get away with it, and I'm going to say it again because Obama allowed it. He allowed it. He was the one that caused this whole culture that I could say whatever I want because I'm a black man, and as soon as you say something, I'm calling the race card. And it's really played out. It has. It's very played out. And we can't have this. Because you know what? If people continue to do that, to dox people and that, they're not going to like it when it happens to them or they run into the wrong person. Because people, I'll tell you now, just like Sidney Powell said, the patriots, the American people, we're getting fed up. And I'd hate to see another civil war, but you know what? It's not President Trump that's pushing for that, because I'll tell you what, the biggest thing that I found with him, he's a peacemaker. And that's another thing why he's bringing this to the forefront. See, like I said yesterday, it's very simple that they could turn this around and say, oh, okay, this was a mistake. Yes, it was a mistake. Let's move on. President Trump, you won, and let's move on, and we'll wait till 2024. He doesn't want that. He has to. He has the chance. We all do. The way I'm seeing it, he had to let this happen. This was something that he knew was coming. He knew the hit, and sometimes this is what leaders have to do. Just like with COVID. He had to get it. He had to get it to prove that he can beat it. And that's what makes us strong. And the same with this. He had to let this happen. They knew it was coming. And he's going to beat it. And he's going to beat it because we're going to help him beat it. Because this man and his family put their life on the line. And all he's trying to do is it's not him that's not making this country peaceful. It's them. It's them. You see it now. They boarded everything up. And supposedly they're under the impression that Joe Biden won, right? So watch what happens when the truth comes out that President Trump legitimately won and it was a fraud. Watch how the riots and looting's going to start. So then where is that coming from? That's not peace. We all know it. I'm going to say it now. Antifa and Black Lives Matter, they're all the Democratic Party. And they want to get away with that. And if we don't fight back, we're going to lose this country. And we can't. And you see, that's what they're seeing now. They want all of this to go away because they use the mainstream media. So you know what I say? You got to remove the mainstream media. Those CNN needs to be shut down. MSNBC. Then I want to see what the left is going to do. If you take them away. Because when Joe Biden talks and they talk, oh, it's been checked. It's been investigated. There's no fraud. Who checked it? Who? CNN? The jackasses over there? CNN? You're kidding me. They don't tell the truth for nothing. Nothing at all. Look at everything's happening. Look how these cities are going down. I can't believe how New York looks. And look at the poor tree. I truly believe that the tree was mugged or ran into some protesters because something happened to that poor tree. Tell you right now. And thank God that poor little owl, because I'll tell you, if that's not the most... I said to Missy, what did I say? Look at this poor tree. Probably was mugged, held for hostage, wasn't fed. Look at the poor thing, shredded.
The owl was suffering from malnutrition.
The owl was suffering with, never in my life. You can't make this shit up. You're absolutely right, hon. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But I felt, as soon as I saw that tree, I said, it either they ran into some protesters, I'll tell you what, you know, and I don't know, but that was pitiful. And who was the farm that donated that? I have no idea.
Obviously, somebody who hates New York.
Probably, yeah. And the poor tree. I thought I was seeing things when branches were, it just looked like it you know, attacked. Poor thing was attacked.
That was bad.
And who knows? So don't worry, guys. I'm still positive, and when I get upset like that, no, I even cry for good news. But today, it hurt me when I heard about our votes. It shouldn't be like that. And this is how I feel. If I want my vote to be done in Spain or Argentina and all of that, I'd go to live there. That's how I see it. You know? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't give a rat's ass about their vote. Okay? I don't want nothing to do when they're, you know, it's their country. It should be right there. The same way this is our country. I want to know that our vote is being counted the proper way. But to know that it goes through here and it goes through there and it goes through there, and there's a possibility that you could take a little computer thing, what is that called? You know, a card, and put it in, and now the people get that, and then before it gets to where it's gonna go, it can go to somebody else and plug it into, you know, their phone. Oh, I don't like those results. Let me check this in and change that. Give me a break. And I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of people, you better call to see if your vote registered, because you could be part of all those that disappeared. Yep. Because we're seeing it. And that's why I'm telling you, President Trump won in a major landslide. Major now. Over 80 million. I said it once before, because when I was talking about numbers, I had President Trump, well, if his numbers are 100 million or 200 million, they know the truth. And we're probably going to be shocked at that. Telling you right now, his votes probably was over 100 million. I wouldn't be surprised now.
And if you had a service dog, they probably voted too.
That's right. Like Missy said, a service dog. Look at all the dead people that voted. Look at all the people that came from another side. I don't know. I'll talk to you later. Love you guys. Stay positive. We got this.